Good afternoon, everybody. Let's see. We are here. It's Friday. Um, and I wanted to do a little bit of live for you today. Wanted to talk about how to feel. The energy of this season is one of renewal, right? Let me just get my computer to be still and behave. Um, so you might be feeling if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, I think most of you are, most of us in this community are. If not, you're moving into fall if you're in the southern hemisphere, below the equator. But those of us above the equator, there's this sense of coming back to life, right? Coming back to um, the energy. You might be feeling like there's a little more energy awakening, and you might not. I know I've felt very, very, very tired this week, um, to the point of fatigue, just and to the point of Wednesday night, I think it was, I had a couple of events that I had on the calendar for a month and that I was really excited to go to. And I had what I call my empath attack. My little empath inside of me was just like, it's too much. I've been doing too much. I don't want to be around people. I don't want to be in a social environment. And so I stayed home and took care of myself. Um, I bring that up because in the past, just full disclosure, in the past, I definitely would have pushed through and been like, this has been on my calendar. I'll feel better once I get there. All the things that your mind does to talk you um, into things when maybe there's actually a real no and a real purpose to your no for, staying home or not doing something. Anyway, before I go even further on that tangent, let's just take a moment. I don't know if who's here. If you are here, just say hello, send me a little wave, um, hit the like button. But before we go deeper into this conversation, and this is just going to be a short, maybe 10-minute live, a little short meditation. Before we do that, let's just pause and take a hand to your heart and take a full breath in and then let it out. And I always teach when you breathe in through the nose. When you breathe out, it's fine to breathe through the nose or the mouth. And of course, if you're really stuffy, then you can do mouth in both directions. But in general, it's cleaner, healthier for us to breathe in through our nostrils. So, hand on the heart, and maybe you want to do the other hand on your belly. And just make sure the shoulders are resting, the head feels free at the top of the neck. See if you can connect to the lower part of your body, the seat, your sits bones. Feel what you're sitting on, feel the firmness and the support of either a floor or a chair. And take another deep breath in and let it out, let it go. And let's do a couple of deeper ones. So, cleansing, clearing breaths where we're breathing in through our nose and you're just going to let it out through your mouth on a big sigh, right? So, breathe in, breathe out. Really good. A couple more times, breathe in. You're welcome to make sound if you're home, if you're in your office and you can close your door, no one can hear you. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, let's just find a little presence and find a little connection to our bodies and our breath. Great. And then if your eyes are closed, you can bring them back open when you're ready. And what I wanted to share today is really simple. It's connected to this idea of renewal and renewing your passions and your purpose. If you're feeling like a little lackluster, if this transition from winter to spring is a little bit uh, bumpy, like me, I just share, I've been really fatigued, really tired, and kind of hitting walls energetically. So whether or not, or whether you feel energized or not, let's take a look at something that has been coming up a lot for my clients, and it comes up a lot in my coaching. And it's actually, I'm starting to recognize that it's actually the base, the core message of all of this work that I do. Whether you're moving your body with me in the classes that I offer, whether you're coming to a coaching program and we're talking and we're discussing and we're looking into thought and tension and stress and how we relieve that from ourselves. So whether you're working with me as a one-on-one client coaching or you're in a movement class with me, those are kind of the two main pieces of what I'm doing now. Um, I'm always going to get you, always going to invite you, and this is really my mission, to come to a place where you can experience fresh thinking and to see where you, so everybody's going to be a little bit different, but to see where you are really investing in and buying into the habit of tension, stress, and upset. Let me say that again. Where you're buying in to your stressful thinking and your habits of tension and upset in the body, the feeling. So I bring this up because it's coming up a lot in my coaching containers, and I want to share something that feels fresh to me and that hopefully will feel fresh to you. So I had two clients this week where it came up really clearly, or three actually, where we got to this place where in our conversation where we both quieted down, we both were settling a little bit, and I recognized, as the coach, so really all we're looking for here is some fresh thinking, some fresh thought. Why are we looking for that? Because when you have an experience of fresh thinking or something new coming in that isn't the same old tired, ruminating, mental gymnastics, future tripping, I have all these words for these things, or Bob, as you know, my coach calls the inner critic and the voice that yells at you and that shoulds all over you, tells you you shouldn't. That's Bob, the drunk guy. And those are just experiences that we're going to have of our mind and of our thinking. So when I say you're looking for fresh thinking, it's because when you have something, and because you've experienced this, you have an experience of fresh thought or an insight, we call it in the three principles community. Um, it's a game changer. You see something different, and you see it for yourself. So in the coaching space, when I'm with a client, it's never me giving you that insight. It's always, and it's so beautiful to witness. It's always witnessing my clients relaxing enough, coming home, coming into this place, this unshakable home in yourself that's actually always there. It's so beautiful to witness that experience of people quieting their minds down, of women. It's mostly working with women. And it's a game changer. So I want to share one thing without going into detail. With one particular client, this is what sparked me wanting to do this talk. With one particular client, we got so quiet, and she had some beautiful insight around this idea of just allowing for fresh new thinking, allowing yourself to get out from under, or to get beyond, or to notice and relax down from tension, stress, and upset, whether that's in your mind or your body. Um, Often, if it's in your body, it's probably because you've been living really heavily in your mind with a lot of racy, concerned, worried thought. Not always. Sometimes it's the feelings that are in your body that are inciting a whole wave of thought as well. But with this particular client, she had a beautiful insight about fresh thinking, where I think she said something like, it just softens. She felt her thinking soften. And I've heard other folks say this, and I've felt this way too. So if you can just soften, sometimes the noise in the mind is really loud, and it's a habit. I'm going to keep using that word because I think it's important. It's an innocent habit that we look to the mind, that we look to our thinking to try to fix what's going on with our thinking, or what's going on with the tension and the habit in the body. If it's stress in the body, we're looking with our thinking mind. We're looking with our busy thinking mind. Let me say it that way. And that's not the place that you want to look for fresh thought, right? You want to get a quieter mind. Let me try to keep it more simple here. You want to get a quieter mind. You want to fall into a more relaxed body or relaxed state of being in your body. And so, what are the ways that you can do that? That's the question for you. The ways that you personally like to do that. You might just like sack out on your couch with some Netflix for a little while. You might get outside. I would highly encourage you right now, if you're the weather is okay for you to do that, to get outside and take even even the briefest walk. I've noticed even 10, 15 minutes for me sometimes, if that's all I can do. If I have like back to back calls and clients, if that's all I can do, it really does wonders. It really does wonders to, and then I also notice, if you make it a mindful walk and you notice, your mind is dictating and directing and talking, and you can go, okay, I'm in a noisy mind right now, and you can drop back into your body. So the other thing that happened with this particular client, whom I love and is here and might be watching this, is she had a beautiful insight about, she's an artist, and she had a beautiful insight. I'm just looking at notes so I can kind of remember what it was. She had a beautiful insight, and experience of like her creativity blossoming in this area of fresh thought. So, and it just kind of came, it wasn't me, I wasn't guiding it. It was her getting into her quiet mind. And suddenly this idea, we were kind of thinking about what is fresh thinking. I think we were kind of being a little conceptual, a little philosophical, like what is it? And what is thinking? Like when you have angry thoughts, when you have racing thoughts, when you have really difficult stuff that you're wrestling with in the mind, what is that? And where do you feel it in your body? That's a question that you could ask yourself too. So as we started to do this have this conversation and look in this direction, and I settled down and she settled down. She had this beautiful creative opening, I'm going to call it. And it was an idea for an art installation. And that's all I'll share about it. But it was really, really spectacular. And I got, again, really excited. I just thought, wow, like there it is. So that's renewal of purpose and passion, because her purpose as an artist is to create. I have another other clients who they work different jobs, they have different careers, different purposes. Their purpose or their missions might be different, but the idea is the same. Coming to fresh thinking around something and noticing when you're in the habit of tension, stress, and upset. And you'll notice it. Let me say it this way. You'll notice it in your body. Usually the body will talk to you, and that's why I'm such an embodiment advocate and why I love it, because the body will say, like, oh my God, there's so much, like there's knots in my shoulders, there's so much tension, there's my heart is racing. Okay, what's going on? How have you been using your thinking? Helpfully or unhelpfully? What's going on in the mind? There's definitely a correlation there, right? So yeah, that's pretty much the simple message I wanted to offer today. So when you can get yourself, you can find fresh thinking by noticing when you are in the habits of tension and stress and upset, and just slow down a little bit, see if you can come back to home in the bigger picture, rest more, especially as the seasons are changing. If you can rest more, that's a game changer. I'm really saying this to myself as well. As much as you can nap, you can do legs up on the couch or legs up on the wall. There's these wonderful yoga practices that we do to really restore the nervous system. Um, but really, sometimes it's just enough to have the awareness that, oh, wow, my mind has been really, really noisy a lot lately. And it can be very overwhelming. So when you're feeling lackluster, when you need to feel like renewal, and really, or if you're feeling like you're lost from your purpose or you're a little bit confused, it's all the same thing. You want an experience of fresh ideas and fresh thinking, right? And the fresh thinking, the fresh ideas are not going to come by you continuing to look into the busy thinking, like try to wade through that and analyze and pinpoint and figure out. That's not where you're going to get the fresh thinking. The fresh thinking is the embodiment, relaxing, resting more, softening your thinking, softening in the mind, right? And it doesn't take a lot, as I shared earlier. You can go on a walk, you can take a nap, you can even just pause where you are right now, stand up, move a little bit, take 5 deep breaths into your heart. In fact, let's do that now. And then we're going to close with a little meditation. So if you are here, please let me know. Say hello. I'm just looking at my Facebook to see if I can see you all. All right, hands on the heart. There you are. Sharon is here. Hello. And Arlene is here. Hello. I just noticed I could flip over and see the Facebook screen over here. I'll do that next time. So take a hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. You can close your eyes or relax your gaze. And just focus on this one thing, the breath coming and going. And you can focus specifically in the heart, the breath flowing in and out of the heart. Feel the breath coming in the nose. You can let it out through the nose or the mouth. But drop into your seat, drop into what you're sitting on. Feel that contact you have with support. Feel the chest rise and fall. Feel the rib cage expand and contract. We want to be breathing fully in all dimensions, 365 degrees in the body. And each time you exhale, feel a sense of dropping deeper inside yourself and coming home. You might also, when you inhale, exhale, feel like you're literally breathing out all of the old, stale thinking, ruminating, worrying, shoulds and shouldn'ts. Just let that go. It's always going to come back. We're never going to be free of thought, and we're never going to be free of busy thought. That we can find the space inside of ourselves and invite or allow fresh thinking. So as we breathe, as we sit, just a simple question for you to ask yourself today. You can journal on it. Where in your life could you use some fresh thinking? What area of your life have you been trying to fix or figure out, or felt stuck or alone? Or maybe you're avoiding. Sometimes the gold is in what we're avoiding. Where could you use a little bit of fresh thinking? So instead of trying to figure it out or fix the problem, all you're looking for, we're going to keep it really simple, all you're looking for is fresh thinking. And one fresh new thought, one insight can be a game changer. It can shift your direction. It can change everything. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes if they're closed. Take a moment just to look around your space. We do this in my classes, and anytime you're with me on Zoom, I just have you take in your surroundings. It's a way of orienting yourself in space, staying connected to yourself, but also looking around in your external environment. So I also wanted to do this talk to share with you that we'll do a lot of this exploration on Sunday, this coming Sunday, in my visioning workshop. So if you'd like to come, it's very reasonable. It's $24. You can bring a friend. So you can bring a friend and you can split that. And if you're struggling, if there's no way you can meet that amount, then please DM me, and I have a couple scholarships. I'm happy to give you a scholarship. So I just want to bring people into this understanding and explore it with you because it's really important. So yeah, go outside, take a rest, do what you need for yourself today to get a little bit of fresh thinking. That's all you need. We're going to take the pressure off and experience a little bit of renewal, passion, and purpose by taking the weight of heavy thought off and just inviting fresh thinking. Thanks. Thanks, everybody. Have a really good day. And maybe I'll see you on Sunday. Let me know if you need the info. I'll put the info in the comments. Bye.